snuck into a private test session at Maryland International Raceway. Come check this out. This track is known for its track prep. By the end of the weekend, it'll be yanking people's shoes off their feet.
Hey guys, we're back with Gixzilla, Mike Davis. I seem a little winded. They started a tune and test session here, and we've been messing with the bike a little bit. We went down one tooth on the rear sprocket. We thought that was all it was going to take, but now we have moved to Maryland. It's much cooler weather. The density altitude is much lower, around 500 feet versus 2,700 feet, and basically Mike is still having a real trouble fighting wheelies. Even if he rides it out, does a real nice job in first, when he tries to get the gas open, the bike just wants to climb. His last pass, he shifted in the air first to second, and it just stayed up. It didn't even think about coming down. So what we're going to do, I happen to have a spare ECU that I made some modifications to, because our internet signal out here isn't very good. We might be able to go to the tower and get a better one, but I don't want to risk flashing the bike, and if something bad happens, having a problem with the ECU. So I've got an ECU that I pre-prepped that took about 10 horsepower out of the top of first gear and about 5 foot-pounds of torque. And then I calculated where, if he shifts at 14,000 RPM, 14.2, where the gear drop would bring him down to, and I killed a little power there, and then I let it go on from second. Hopefully I didn't kill too much power, but if this works, we can tweak it and try to get this thing to go forward instead of up. And that's one of the things. Not only do we have better air, so we have better horsepower. He just went 156 and some change on a bad pass. But the track prep out here, Jason Miller at the XDA races, it's about as sticky as you can possibly get, which you would think is a great thing, and it is if you got a real long bike. But on a short bike like this, I think Mike can attest, first couple passes, it just looked like it was bolted to the racetrack. I mean, there's no give. Once again, you would think that's a good thing, but the bike would just instantly, it wouldn't roll 6 inches and the front wheel was off the ground. I mean, it just snatched it up, and then he's got to fight it from there, and that's not how you go quick. So we're actually going to try to pull some peak horsepower out of this thing and some torque in the right spot, and then let it run after second gear, hopefully on a smooth pass, to try to get a good ET out of it. We're also fighting about a 7-mile-an-hour headwind, so for the fact that you went 156 and some change again is really good. No excuses. We can go quicker than that. Of course we can. Once we get everything dialed in correctly. So we're going to swap this ECU real quick, and they're prepping the track again. Pro prep. Don't really need it. Yeah, we don't need it. We can't. We can run into marbles on the side of the track with this thing, but we're going to do that, and then we'll give it another shot, see if we can best. What would you go on? 926, 156, 926, and just really not being able to get the gas open, fighting it. So anyway, we're going to try to beat that 19. All the conditions are here. We just got to. So anyway, testing too. Yep, that's why we're here. Practice. All right, guys. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take the ECU that was in the bike that you saw us flash on YouTube. This is the same one we've had in it. Made the same power. This is the one we went to 919 with at Kil-Kare. And I'm going to swap it out with what I call Power Kill. It was actually the second program, because I woke up in the middle of the night and said, oh no, this is a better idea. So I changed a couple things. And if this works, I'll let you guys know what I changed. If it doesn't work, then I'm just crazy and stupid,
and we're wasting all of our time. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in, and to intentionally kill horsepower to go quicker at the drag strip. Who'd have thunk it? I'll tell you what, when was the last time somebody said, oh, my 1000 has way too much torque? These Suzukis are awesome. Scale zeroed out. Now this is a car scale, so it should be fairly close, but I'd say plus or minus 5. Stop right there, no wiggling around. 610 bike and rider, 615. 405. And what do we got right now, Mike? 2 bars of fuel?
2 bars of fuel, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Just over the top of the fuel pump.
Yeah, she's light.
She's race weight.
Yeah, you're not light.
No, I'm a chunky.
We'll get out here and go fast. It'll be all right. All right, Mike, we're gonna go. Have you ever done any lead speed?
No, sir.
Not officially.
Not legally.
All right, so do me a favor and just show me how you go across the finish line right now. All right, that looks good. All right, guys, so come over here. Mike, you've got a gap here. What happens is the air comes down your back and it hits this gap and it slows you down. Push your butt back there. Okay, so you've got enough length to be able to get all the way tucked. Now, come over to this angle here. And I'm not ragging on Mike, I'm trying to help him. A lot of people don't know this. See his feet? See how they're sticking out? Remember what we told you about the mirrors. So you want to ride on the balls of your feet and get tucked in. There you go. Both of those feet. Go across the finish line like that. You want your back as straight as possible, your chin down here, and you're really trying to get the wind to come up and go past. All right, sorry about that, guys. The announcer started talking, so we came back. One other thing. These bikes have a dent here in the gas tank, so Mike, if you can really try to tuck those in, and you can even scooting your hand in a little bit, we can take off these bar ends, it might help us some. And then the other thing, you don't want to disrupt the chassis, so when he's fighting wheelies in first and second, he can't get into a proper tuck. He's got to wait until the bike settles down, middle of second gear, maybe third, and then you got to remember, since he's foot shifted, if you got a button shifter, you can be on the balls of your feet the whole time, but he's foot shifted, so he's got to be able to shift and then put his foot back to go across the finish line. We're going through the finish line, 4th gear. Mike, what kind of RPM?
4th gear, almost 14, 13.5, 14, right in that area.
So she's screaming pretty good in 4th. We just keep pulling gear out of it to keep it on the ground.
It's a lot of power.
But it pulls it.
Yeah,
It pulls it. This is a really, quite frankly, I'm amazed at how fast we're going with, the total bike and rider weight. Right. You're riding the bike well.
Still getting the setup correct.
Yeah, and are we done yet?
No, by no means.
Yeah, you know you can go quicker. So we're just going to keep on practicing. It's one of the nice things about the
track rental.
The track rental. Thank you, dragbike.com. You're awesome. So anyway, let's see what we can do. Make this thing go a little bit faster.
Let's do it.
All right, so that worked. 914, quickest pass ever. Backed it up with a 916. You like the ECU changes?
Much better.
Makes the bike a lot easier to ride, right? We're still having problems on his last pass. Kept the front end down, but then it wanted to wheelie in second.
Started driving up.
So I'm going to go ahead and kill a little bit more power to try to get it. The whole thing is here. Anything that makes it come up or cause any delay in getting the gas wide open in first and tucking is going to slow the bike down. And when I say slow, I mean ET and mile an hour. Let me show you what I mean. We had a tuck lesson between the 914 and the 916. Now the 914 was admittedly his quickest pass, If you look here, 161, 60 foot, that's okay, not great. 605 though in the 8th is really good. 126.91 miles an hour in the 8th. 914 with an 8, 157. Then we did the tuck lessons. Not as good a pass. Now, he did have a better 60 foot. 158 is a really good 60 foot on a short wheelbase bike like this, but then it came up and it hurt this. But look at this. It hurt him to the point of 125 in the 8th mile versus 126.91, but he still went 158.43. So if we can get the other front, the other back half
with this
front half, I mean, the thing should go. It should run 910, 911. All things being equal,
close to 160 knots.
At close to 160 miles an hour, we weighed you and the bike. What we
615.
615 bike and rider weight. 160 with a stock motor with all bolt-on parts. If he can pull that off, that's just going to be
fast.
That's going to be incredible. Yeah, and we do have a headwind that kicks up every once in a while. Right now, it's kicking up. It's probably
10, 12 mile an hour.
Yeah, this is probably 10 mile an hour. So anyway, I'm going to go that old 919 ECU. Who cares if we mess it up? We've got a 914 ECU now. So I'm going to go make some changes to it and just fine tune what I did previously. And I'm going to bring you along and sort of show you what I'm doing there. You guys this is some advanced tuning, but I think you're really going to like it. It's obviously working.
It's going in the right direction.
Yeah, we're going in the right direction, and we're
small steps.
Yeah, we're going to go fast. So what we're doing here, guys, just real quick. If you look at the map we went 919 with, when he gets the throttle 100% open, we're actually at 100% all the way. Well, that turned out to be too much power for here in Maryland, so we put in our other ECU, and you can see in the 100% throttle column here, I drop it down to 90 at 10,000 RPM or so, well, right at 10,000 RPM, and then at 12.4 I drop it all the way down to 75% throttle. And the whole idea behind that is killing power. The bike is killing power while Mike is trying to apply power. So instead of fighting the wheelies, it's actually going forward.
Yes.
You're happy with that. So the problem we have right now, we're gonna leave that alone. So now if we go to second gear, where we were struggling with the other ECU, and on this one, same deal. You can sort of see that we have 100% throttle, and when he shifted into second, it was wanting to wheelie real bad. So what we did was we made some changes here to the ECU. And if you look at 100% throttle at 10.4, I back it down to 80%. Well, it's still climbing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to back it down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more percent there. So I went from 80 down to 75, and then where I've got 100, because it's coming up, it's still climbing in the top of second, right?
Very lightly.
Very lightly. So what we'll do there is, at the very top of second, we'll pull 5% out there. So we're going to leave first alone, make these changes, put this into our previously 919 ECU, and hope we don't have problems with our internet connection because it's not very strong right now. So anyway, we're going to try that, put it in the bike, and then we're going to go out to the track and see if it works. 160. 910 at 160 miles an hour. Holy cow. So check out the goosebumps. That's a 200-pound rider that just ran a 910 at 160 miles an hour on a stock wheelbase GSX-R1000 with all bolt-on parts. It's absolutely amazing. And from the looks of the ticket, he can go even quicker. This is ridiculous.
We're nipping at it, ain't we? What was the one? I didn't see all the
910, 160.
No way.
0.08.
Yeah. That is good montage.
So I got a question for you. Do we need to look at the clutch? Because you haven't been in the 150s here lately. And if the clutch is starting to wear,
I just put it on me. That's not. With that mile an hour, I don't believe the clutch is going anywhere.
yeah, that's a good point.
Not going up in mile an hour.
All right. So Mike just went a 157 60 foot and a 405, which that alone would have turned a 910 into about a 907 or so. The bike missed a gear. Why did it miss a gear? Because the chain is too loose. So we're going to tighten up the chain. Mike's going to get him a drink, get some water, some Gatorade in him, and we'll wipe all this go fastness off of it.
Could be Red Bull, get some wings.
Yeah, there you go. And we're going to keep going, dude. You want to change the ECU some more?
Possibly, yes. Yes, just a smidge.
All right. The best news is Mike just keeps getting quicker, which means we're going in the correct direction on the tune. And we haven't even messed with any of the mapping or anything yet. Before we can mess with the mapping, he has to be able to click off consistent passes, which he's doing, obviously. 911, 910, we're getting there. But we still want to make it to where he's real comfortable, knows how to launch it, knows what the bike's going to do, and then we'll start playing with the mapping to see if we can pick up that 160 mile an hour. Still blows me away, man.
Great mile an hour.
Yeah, this thing's making some really nice steam. Stock motor. We used to have to spend a whole lot of money on engine mods to go 160 on a short bike like this. So anyway, we're gonna play with some stuff. We'll be back shortly. All right, guys, we just went a 910, 160 miles an hour, and Mike was still having to fight wheelies, so he's just asking me to take a little bit more power out of first. So I'm just going to take the top of first gear. I'm just going to take out 1, 2, 3%. We are that close. We're splitting hairs to really try and get this thing to run it absolutely as good as it can. Alright guys, so we're finished for the day. Best DT of the day was a 910. we were frowning at the 915 you just ran.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show you something. The bike ran 160 miles an hour, 159.32, 159.68, and we've got almost 20 passes on the clutch now.
Yep.
So we're going to go ahead and pull the clutch down. Even though it's mile an houring well, that doesn't mean some of the plates aren't glazed, and that can affect his 60 foot. And his 60 foot was off considerably on this last one. And so we're just going to check it out. And tuning wise, I think we're ready.
Going the right direction. Yeah,
we're ready for tomorrow. Get some better air, cooler temperatures. Check out the clutch and let Mike go play some more and see how fast we can go. 20-ish passes, maybe 22, 23. We threw some of them out this morning because we had a minor little issue. And once again, You know, guys will flip out. Oh my God, look at how discolored those are. They're all supposed to look like this. No, we're drag racing. If you don't slip them, you're not going to ET, and slipping builds heat, so discoloration is fine. And as you've seen in plenty of our other videos, we're really just looking for glazing or smearing of the pads. And these pads, that's the only one that I really see that's even close to maybe needing replaced. Otherwise, these things look fantastic, and especially for the amount of passes we have.
A couple hot laps involved.
Yeah. And towards the end,
We just beat on it.
Yeah, we beat this clutch has been beat to death. I didn't replace any plates last time. I may replace one this time, and
Go at it
come
again.
back
Yeah,
out.
try it again. Yeah.
Go back out and do our thing. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna pull the steels out and just sort of see if any of them are warped. They don't look like it. Yep, they got plenty of heat. No problem. So anyway, we'll put this back in. So what, you went a 910, a 911,
Yep.
a couple 915s,
Yep.
914,
16.
and we're running really consistently 159, 160 miles an hour.
Yes.
Towards the end of the session, when we finally got got the bike a little more manageable, so you could get the gas open.
Power management,
yeah,
yes.
and actually get the gas open to let it mile an hour.
Right.
So, and like you were saying, how can the clutch be slipping if it's going 160? Well, if we've got some of these plates, and you can actually see, look at the difference in color here. So this is a plate. If you look at the aluminum part, it's sort of that yellowish color. You look at this plate here and see how dark it is. That means there's been a lot of heat in this plate. Even though it's not smeared, I'm going to go ahead and replace it, and maybe this one, and that's it. And we'll be good to go for another.
That's still 90% health.
Yeah, another 20 passes. We won't have to mess with it for the rest of the weekend. So,
Right.
clutch maintenance, important. Our number is also our goal. altitude. Mike's made about 30 passes on Gixzilla so far this weekend, so he knows what's going on. And we are going to just flat out cheat right now. We're gonna put Motorcycle Drag Racing's version of Valentino Rossi. pick your favorite MotoGP rider. That's what Jeremy is to drag racing, and he's gonna make a lap on Gixzilla. This will be his first run. We'll see what he can do. Might get ugly.